Thank you for being here, my beautiful YouTube family. There's just a little message that came up from YouTube there that I have to hit close on. I've been noticing the last couple days. So if there was a delay for you, that was why. I just want to get a little message for us here. Pop in and say hello. Holy energies. Intense. I'm not going to dive too deep into the astrology. There's just too much to speak about, and I'm still learning, exploring more every day. But I did share this in Patreon as well. Give a little plug for getting your own personalized birth chart. There's a way to do so for free. Shout out to Pam Gregory. I got my free birth chart off of her website, but just, the birth chart isn't an instruction manual telling us how to do things, but it does allow us to put words to what we are experiencing, understand what we are experiencing in deeper depths, give meaning to it when we're going through an uncomfortable experience. It allows us to understand why, to see how it's part of the divine plan for us. Queen of Wands and Knight of Cups. Love that start there. Pouring into ourselves, filling ourselves up allows us to, feel nourished, inspired, so we can be these creative vessels we are here to be. Ace of Cups, King of Swords. Yeah, and doing what we need to do to protect that knowing, our deeper truths, and knowing we don't have to spit our truths at everyone. We don't need to get another to believe like we do. It's enough to know our truth and embody our truth and exude our truth. And those that, are here for what you are here for will be called, inspired, magnetized towards you by way of energy. And again, okay, so this is the message here today. Understanding we are in a dualistic universe, right? An experience, this earth school where we have choice, and there's going to be contrasting experiences. And yeah, we go through some uncomfortable things to learn, to grow, expand, to experience what we don't want to. Hello, welcome. Sure, you can ask a question. Let me just finish what I was saying here. But if you're just tuning in, you could say hello. You could drop a comment, drop a question. You could like the video, share the video. Again, drop a comment. Always to contribute your energy. You're more likely to receive something that makes sense for you here. But avoiding what feels uncomfortable, or what doesn't feel aligned with you, is not avoidance, it's wisdom. We're here to make choices, and you can make choices, and choose your path without reflecting judgment as another, right? Knowing that what's right for you may not be right for another, and vice versa. King of Cups, Six of Cups, Page of Wands, this emotional mastery and maturity. Hello, welcome. Thank you for being here, friend. Understanding ourselves, reconnecting with our inner child, healing those childhood wounds, that trauma, healing those beliefs we were born, how we were born to believe. We had to follow these rules, follow this path and this path and this path, take this step and this step, and that will lead to success, happiness. It's this rude awakening. That's not how it works. Four of Wands energy, yeah. Celebration, it's like, aha, I get it now. I'm supposed to do things my own unique way. We all have our own blueprint. Much of the destruction and chaos we're seeing in the world is because certain groups of people believe everyone should be alike, but our diversity, our differences, our uniqueness is what makes, we're all just fractals of the divine. Certain individual aspects of the divine getting to experience in a multitude of different ways. Hello. Thank you for sharing, friend. I understand that. Absolutely. Just know that, the more you try and push yourself into another's experience, even if they maybe want to speak to you, resolve things, no one likes to be forced into a thing, right? And even if there's no contact, they can feel that energy of pushing. So the best thing you can do is probably going to be the hardest thing for you to do. And is just to relax, let it go, send her love every time you think of her. But also knowing, you know, the most loving thing we can do is allow another to make their own choice and to live their own path, you know, and if our paths are meant to connect again, they will do so by free will and choice of both, right? Like, you don't want to be with someone that you had to convince anyway, or someone that so easily believed deception about you, right? Nine of Cups, inner fulfillment. Lots of nines were coming through in Patreon. Three of Wands, Page of Swords. So yeah, I did just record a longer format message for Patreon. They're usually like between 20 minutes and 40 minutes, once a week, every other week, sometimes twice a week, whatever. There are no guidelines or rules I follow, even of my own, because what feels right today maybe won't feel right tomorrow, and I just follow the inspired hits. But yeah, Nine of Cups. I feel like we had Nine of Pentacles before. Three of Wands, Page of Swords. This is just continuing to, you know, Page of Swords is like, we are forever learners, remaining open, right? Like I was speaking on maintaining our truth, but also allowing that truth to shift as you learn, expand, evolve, you know, not holding ourselves to these rigid sets of beliefs. This is what is allowing incoming opportunities, because we aren't set on the opportunities to come in one form or one fashion, right? Don't block yourself that way. We can block out a lot of scenarios, situations, because we believe that it has to come in this one form or one fashion. Remaining open. Four of Wands, again, celebration, union energy. Yeah, we were speaking on divine unions. Empress, Emperor, we had Four of Wands, the Lovers again and again. Just continue to hold the energy, hold the knowing of what you're available for, what you're here for. Continuing to release the lack mindset, the clinging, the holding on, you know, believing our success or satisfaction comes from one person or one path or one situation, understanding there are endless possibilities, potentialities. Judgment and the Hermit, yeah. Enlightenment is found within. The guidance you are seeking is found within when we make the time. You know, we're in this eclipse corridor, just intense energies. Like I said, I'm not going to dive too deep into the astrology, so I'm going to hold my word there. But allow yourself rest. I know I got one or two things to do yet here, and you know, I already worked out, got my walk in, did all the things this morning, washed my bedding. I intend to go back to bed, maybe review some journals, probably an extra nap. I'm really enjoying Call the Midwife on Netflix. So just not forcing yourself to feel inspired. If you feel inspired, take the action, and if you feel voidy or just like nothing quite satisfies you. I know I've been feeling extra restless the last week or two, just like wanting to crawl out of my skin. What did I describe it in my journal the other day as? Crunchy energy. And it's just old versions of ourselves leaving. So trust that. Queen of Cups. Do what you need to do to soothe yourself, to remind yourself you are this queen. Emotional mastery. And that doesn't mean we don't ever feel crunchy, right? Or don't ever have down moments. Emotional mastery is the ability to remain present with it all, the highs, the lows, and not negate any of our experience. Trying to avoid a burp here. Understanding it all serves a purpose. It all holds a place. We wouldn't know joy without suffering. We wouldn't know the highs without the lows. Balance, right? Look at nature. Every day is not sunny. Every day is not rainy, right? It's a balance. So anyways, just listen to your body. Maybe you just needed the reminder to take a pause, take some space, that you are worthy of rest, right? If you needed someone to tell you that you are worthy of rest, maybe you're being guided to heal some unworthiness wounds, right? You know, it's fine to have people in the external prop you up, remind you about you have forgotten temporarily, but ultimately we want to be that for ourselves. That's the goal, right? To be our best friend, our cheerleader, our number one fan, our number one supporter, our safe space. To be the parent we never had, you know? To be the person we needed when we were hurting the most, however you want to say it. So just continue to show up for you and know that as you do so, you benefit us all. So thank you for your service. If you're needing something, you know, you're wanting a personal reading, wanting to work with me one-on-one, if you would like to start your wellness journey, if you would like to join the Patreon community, you get access to my latest message, plus all of my previous content. Links for that are all over. I'll put it in the pinned comments and the description box here when I'm done, and wishing you a beautiful remainder of the day, week, eclipse season, all the things.